is what I'm asking.
Yeah. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by
Okay,
conduct.
good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. We're still trying to figure out this schedule one and link back up to it, and we haven't done a very good job of it so far. Can you bring it down a little bit? There we go. Okay. All right. Now let me find. All right. Okay, good. I see the chat on here this time. That's good. We're just. I put. Oh, I did have something on it. That's good. We're just.
My elbow got sore last time, so
Oh, okay.
I was
We're
leaning
just
on that.
we're just trying to get this. Oh, I left something inside. You'll have to entertain them for a moment.
Okay, what story can I tell you about Robbie? It's hot. I will tell you this right now. It's hot.
List of names.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I've left my list of names that I was doing, which is kind of what this chat's going to be about. So we're going to do a list of names for the animals and kind of see if you guys would chime in and help us name. We've named a couple of them. I think we've got it decided, but others we have list of names. And so we're just wanting everybody to chime in and kind of tell us, what do you think? Is it good name, bad name? Which name should we choose? We got some suggestions from some viewers. Sonia did a little bit of looking as well. Well, now you're not even in it.
There we go.
So we're just trying to figure out what we want to do. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to show you something real quick. And you'll see us in the corner over here, but you guys see what that says? I guess it may be backwards to you, but you can kind of look. It says right now it is 100 degrees here and feels like 112. So
I'm gonna melt.
we might melt sitting here on the front porch today.
Melting.
It is very, 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 very hot. Now, hopefully we're going to get some relief. Hi, Jace. We're doing good, but we're a little warm. Hello, Alexandria. Oh, now I've lost the chat on here. I'm glad to see some folks coming in. Oh, there's 12 people watching right now. I think that's our highest yet. Excuse me?
Who's that?
Somebody's. Sonia said earlier that she believed the devil was out today. He was breathing on us out here because it is.
He is.
Whew. We are definitely down here in the south, but
Yeah. Golly.
it's a little ridiculously hot. But we are supposed to get some rain tonight and hopefully get some relief tomorrow. We have to.
It's gonna rain somewhere around close to 10. Get pretty good bit of rain for about 20 minutes. But I don't care. If it brings in some cool weather, I'm all for it.
I think I'm
'Cause
fixing to have to
I
block
think you got
somebody.
that little temperature gauge up there. We'll go ahead and do it. Temperature gauge up there, and I don't think you can read any higher.
Okay. The point of this live stream is we have got several goats and a calf that we that we haven't named yet, and we've gone through with asking for some help, and we've gotten some help, and we want to go ahead and name these animals with a little help. And I swear I just blocked that, and it's still coming.
All right, so the calf names. Drum roll. We got Dixie. I liked that one. That was pretty cute.
Yeah.
And then they have Tulip, Nebula. There we go with our theme.
There's our Marvel theme going right there, which we're
And-
good at.
And Patty Cake, which I think that's kind of cute too. So there's too many cute ones. I can't decide. There's 4. Dixie, Tulip, Nebula, and Patty Cake.
Can we name one Gucci
Good.
because he's the goat? Gucci Mane? That's funny. Patty Cake. That is Alexandria like that. Roll and Tide. No.
No.
That's definitely not happening. Hello, DJ Time 7. DJ Time 7 said, I like Nebula. Well, good. And if you haven't seen her calf, then you can go check out our channel. You'll see her on there quite a lot. She was born, I don't even remember exactly how long ago. She was born a few months ago. I actually have the video of her being born. And
You have to look that up to see.
yeah, if you want to see.
And then the goats' names. Here are the goats' names. So we have Bella.
Here, Jenny is asking again, what's the animals you said? Give those names one more time for the calf.
Okay. So this is for the little baby calf. Dixie, Tulip, because that's my favorite flower. Nebula, because it's Marvel, and Patty Cake.
And that's, like she said, that's for the little calf. And then for the goats, which there's one boy, well, go ahead and read those names off for these are the girls.
Okay.
Don't
alright.
read the boys just yet.
Okay. So here's the girl goat names: Bella, Maple, Clover, Daisy, Willow, and Poppy. And I like Bella and Willow. Those are cute names. Maple is just like an old woman name.
Yep, and DJ Time 7 liked that.
Maple?
Yeah,
Oh,
and Alexandria did too. Well, there you go.
okay. So we can go with Maple on one of them.
All right, that sounds good.
That kind of fits the old goat.
Yeah, we'll figure out, and I'm figure out looking at the goats and seeing, because we have one that, if you go back and look at some of our old videos, I have one that I actually had to help her be born. Her mama was in labor for way too long, and I decided that she was exhausted and she wasn't going to be able to give birth. And so I went in and I just went ahead and was trying to help her pull. And I said, all right, when she has a contraction this time, I'm going to pull with everything I got. And here came the baby. And she was so exhausted that she couldn't even clean that baby up. But our wonderful livestock guardian dog, Thor, took care of that.
He's very good. He's really good at his job. We've said it before. We'll
Yes,
keep on
we have.
saying it. He's very good.
Myrna Reyna says, I have cancer. I'm on stage 3. Well, I am very sorry to hear that. And I promise you, Myrna, we will pray for you.
Yep, we'll put you on the prayer list.
We will put you on our prayer list and we will pray for you. We definitely believe in the power of prayer. No doubt. But yeah, the one that was born there that I helped her be born, she's a very light, kind of brownish color. So I've decided to name her Honey. And she has become very much my buddy. She sticks to me pretty hard when I'm in there. So I really think the name Honey fits her really well. She's a pretty little girl. And so after we decide some names and do some things, so the video I have coming out tomorrow will not include it, but the video that I will have on Thursday, I will be sure and include video of these animals and the names that we chose to put on there, to give them, you know, especially due to folks suggesting, liking these names and such. So I think that'll be a good way to go about it.
Wait, you don't want to say the boys' names?
Okay, and the two boys, right now we have got two kids, and they're both boys. And the top two names that we had for those were,
Ziggy and Rusty.
and the one, and I kind of like the fact of calling the one who there. I've got one that's kind of a reddish brown color, so naturally I like the idea of calling him Rusty. And the other one is black and white, so Ziggy kind of fits him. So I think we're going to go. Thank you, Billy the Kid. That might fit the black and white one good.
There you
He's
go.
a bit of a mess.
There you go. I like that. I like Billy the Kid. Why don't you name one Jesse James?
I'm not sure what that means.
Sigma. Okay.
Um,
What is Sigma?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not up to date on everything. I don't know what it means to be Sigma. I don't. Sorry.
We're the other generation of that.
But for any of you guys who don't know, who've joined the live, but you don't know, we have 6 acres. We have goats, we have cows, we have chickens, we have rabbits, and we have dogs. That we've got all these animals here, and we're trying to take care of them and do things for them. And without a doubt, we love on these animals. And you know, they have, some of them have very specific purposes. Some of them are just pets. It's just the way that it is. And but I promise you, when an animal lives here, it's going to live a good life. It's going to be
Yeah, we
well
take care
cared
of
for.
them. You know, that's why we have the dogs out here to keep them safe. You know, they guard them, protect them. They alert us, you know, if the little ones, when they would get their head stuck in the fence, you know, because the spacings was too big for them, you know, they would get their head out to get grass on the other side, and then their horns would catch on, and they wouldn't be able to pull their head back into the fencing through the fence. And so Thor would alert us. He'd get over there and bark and see to the goat, and run over here and bark and go back to see the goat, you know, and we'd come outside and go rescue the little goat.
You know, if you have an animal with its head stuck in the fence and it's 112 degrees outside, they're not going to make it too good.
Yeah, no, they won't make it. It stresses
All right.
them out. You can't
Oh,
stress them.
And as by the hog on my shirt, we're from Arkansas. That was, somebody had asked that. Thank you, Jenny. But yeah, we're trying to do a little homesteading. We're trying to do, you know, Sonia had a garden. We're trying to get better at the garden. We don't want to have necessarily a big plow the ground garden all the time. So Sonia's got her containers and all, but we're trying to figure out exactly what we want to put in those containers, what we want to do with them, you know, and what we're going to grow, and
Yeah.
how we're going to grow them,
Yeah.
and
We did watermelons. You can't do watermelons in a container garden. You know, I got one good watermelon out of it, you know, but the vines and everything took over. And
Lord.
my cucumbers, I don't know why I can't grow cucumbers in there.
I
I mean,
have
I got it all
trouble.
set up. I got a trellis for it to grow on, and they get about a foot tall, and I have yellow cucumbers.
yeah, they just
They're yellow. And I mean, I don't think there's a good soil mixture in there. I even used a lot of the rabbit
it's
clean out, you
that's
know,
one
that
of the
we
reasons
have
we
over
have
there,
rabbits.
and just poured it in there, piled it in there, and I don't know what's going on with my cucumbers.
Mm-mm.
But something's different with the soil. I need to figure out the soil thing.
Guess
'cause
we need to go
that's-
check the pH of the soil and kind of do a soil test on it and see what we need to do. So
Yeah.
So I hope I pronounced this right. Hello, Thorin. I hope that's right. And we're doing good, but we're hot. Grandpa and Grandma. Well, we are.
Minnie.
Yeah, that's Minnie and Pop
Pop.
Pop. Our grandkids were just here a little bit ago, so they just left.
Yeah, the littlest one. She said, Minnie, Minnie.
No, we were from Arkansas. We are from Arkansas, which you could probably tell from my accent. I never realized how much of an accent I had until I started YouTube. And I got to see myself on television. And then I found out I have more of one than I thought I did. I don't think I'm total Southern drawl, but
My mother would. Y'all hear my mother speak, and it would just be a,
oh gosh, yeah.
yeah. She's very Southern.
We-
And I don't think mine's so bad. But when we went on a mission trip to New York, and I went to a coffee shop around the corner from the church that we were staying in, and was it a Dunkin' Donuts? And I went in there and asked for a coffee and a breakfast sandwich, and the guy just stopped and stared at me for a minute. And I was like, "What?" He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Arkansas." And so I got a free coffee that day. So cool. But he just wanted to hear me talk. So he just had lots of questions, and so I had lots of conversation.
So Syed, I hope I say that right, Syed is from Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. We were also asked what's the worst state in the U.S. I'm not going to go quite there, but I'll just say that there are states that I would not want to live in. And as far as I'm concerned, I really don't want to live anywhere else but in Arkansas. I've been here my entire life. I've traveled around a lot, and I've gone to a lot of places around the world and around the states, but I think Arkansas is where I'd want to be.
Right now, while the heat's going,
Yeah, somewhere else. That would
Yeah.
be good. That's true.
but
Alright. Captain Crunch is from Texas.
oh, way to go, Texas. We're neighbors.
I bet it's hot in Texas too.
You were. He was just talking about this yesterday, but he and I both love Boston.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he loves it for the Red Sox and going to the ball games. And me, I love it for the town itself because that was the most fun I had. Got on a trolley and just rode it all day long. Got off here, explored the neighborhood, got back on, went to the next place, you know. And it was amazing. I had fun. I could do that 2 days in a row. And I still probably wouldn't see everything I wanted to see, you know, but Allie and Robbie and Pax, when Pax was little, they just went and spent the day, and I had my fun running around the neighborhoods.
Thank you very much, Jenny. That's very nice, and from Switzerland.
Ah,
And thank you, Syed. Yeah, I am a diehard for a very long time Red Sox fan. And a few years ago, my daughter got me a Father's Day present of us going to see a game at Fenway. And I've been 3 different years and been to 6 different games and haven't, oh gosh, and it's 3 a.m. in Pakistan.
oh my goodness, early morning.
Early bird, yes. But I haven't been in a few years because just money and, COVID messed it up, and then money has just not been right for us to do it because we've been doing other things. I want to go back to Fenway so bad I can taste it. I love that stadium. I love that stadium, and I would love to spend. I told Sonia I wish there were times when I'd get off work, I could just go to a ball game in Fenway Park. But you got to do what you got to do, and I live a long way from Boston. But I love being in Boston, but I love Fenway Park. nothing much else I can say. I love it. I would go back constantly, and hopefully things will kind of turn around, and hopefully the economy will turn around a little bit, and it won't cost us $5,000 every time we go to the store. Seems like, and maybe we can start going again. And at least once every other year. If not, I would love it if I could go every year.
Now, who's from Switzerland?
Jenny.
Ah, okay. I've been to Switzerland. It was beautiful. I'd love to be there right now because I know it's probably cooler. In the
Yeah, I'm
mountains.
sure.
The food was good too,
Mm.
but the people were really sweet. I loved it in Austria and Switzerland. That was nice.
To answer your question, Syed, that I'm talking about a baseball team. It's
The Boston Red Sox.
yeah, I'm that baseball is my favorite sport of all. I actually played baseball for a while, but I like football, especially college football, some professional, and I like college basketball. But wait, he said, wait till you see Pakistan. The landscape here is truly amazing. Oh, it'd be nice to see. Jenny says it's a beautiful but very expensive country. Hey, we just had a hummingbird come under the porch with us.
Oh.
That's kind of interesting.
It's sitting on the.
Yeah, it's getting one of her mom plants flowers everywhere, and it's right now it's
That's a little
getting
shrub.
getting the flower on the shrub.
Yeah.
What is that? Okay, we'll do that, Saya.
What?
He said you guys should search it up.
Okay, sure.
I'll have to look at that, yeah. I've been to some other countries, because I used to work for a company that we did banking type software. Sorry, this chair just leans back so far. And we did banking type software, so we did point of sales, we did credit cards and all that. So I've been to several other countries, and I mean, what I really like about going to other countries is the fact that so many of them are so much older than the U.S. is, and so there's so much history to go
Yeah.
and look at and see. And I mean, I've been to see some of the palaces and some of the different things in some of the countries, and I mean, they're just gorgeous. And but here we don't have history that goes back as far.
You don't
So-
keep it as much. We kind of tear it down and then put something new in its place,
Yeah, yeah.
But Boston, I think that's why I liked it there, is because it was rich in old history, and but other countries don't tend to take down the history that they have. They maintain it and keep
Yeah,
it.
they
And I like
keep it
that.
around, and it's nice. Yeah, and it's. I think I'm missing. Oh, I think I'm missing some comments here. I'm seeing some more up here. No, I'm not. I'm wrong. They were just more put together over here. So, sorry guys. But anybody have any more? We've gotten some of the thoughts on goat names. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 girls that I need to name. So we've seen some ideas. Just anybody else have any? I mean, if you have any other thoughts too, yeah. And that is one of the things. And when I was gone for working, I always got at least one day off, and we always wanted to see. I wanted to see something historic about the culture and see, and that I think that's important. I agree, Jenny. It is important to travel and to see the culture of places. Yeah, see, the history goes back to 1200 BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to go and see some other places, but and maybe after we retire and have a little more chance. Of course, with the animals that we have, we'd have to have somebody. Of course, we have our son. He lives here.
We'd have to hire him
Excuse
for a
me.
week.
Yeah, we'd have to pay him a little extra to go and take care. He helps me take care of the animals, so that's a really good thing. It's kind of nice to have a built-in. helper that he enjoys going and messing with the animals and all. So, uh, sorry, I'm watching two of my chickens run across the yard right now. That's one of the, I love having eggs from the chickens, but one of the biggest reasons we always wanted chickens is because they are entertaining. If you've never had chickens, if you've never been around chickens, they can be a pain, but they are so very entertaining to watch because they're a little goofy at times, and it gets very funny to watch them and just see what are they going to do next.
Well, and the goats too, they like to jump around. I have a picture that I took of the guys when we first got goats, I guess. I think it's when we first got goats. And they were sitting out there in the field, there at the shed, and they had brought chairs and sat down and were just watching the goats.
Hmm?
And I was like, took a picture, I was like, men who watch goats.
I think, isn't there a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yes.
That's what we were doing.
That's
we
where I
were
got
just
it
sitting there
from.
staring at goats. Syed said he plays tent pegging, which is a sport in which you mount on a horse and with a lance you hit a tiny target on the ground in full speed galloping. I'm thinking that takes a whole lot of hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. I would
And,
just be catapulted off.
And I got to say, we don't have horses. We had horses at one time, and horses are a lot of work to keep them up, to try to get them trained, to do everything. But I have ridden horses many times in my life, and I love riding horses.
We had an Arabian
Yeah.
at one time, and to see her run was beautiful. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she's poetry.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
very
that,
pretty
that
running.
back was steady, and she just flew, and it was just, oh, woo, she was so pretty.
Yeah. She was interesting to deal with at times because at first when we were putting the rope on her, I think she was scared of the rope and thought it was a snake, and so you would have some interesting things. If you had to be sure you were holding on to that rope and didn't let it drop to the ground.
Yeah, or she'd want to run, and you had to know how to stop her running.
Well, I'm sure that when you meet people from Arkansas, you can meet people from any state that are anything. You never know. I mean, there's all kinds of, there's people spread out. I know Arkansans have a strong, what do you say, a thing about them that people think we're just hillbillies who don't wear shoes. And Sonia just doesn't happen to have shoes on at this moment, but I do.
Yeah, Robbie's looking at my feet. We're on the porch. I'm not
I
running around
appreciate
in
that.
the
I
yard.
appreciate. I'm just saying. And I'm sure if you've only, if you meet somebody from a state, it's the only people you've met from that state. It makes an impression on you. It's like, is everybody like that?
Yeah. If you watch them on the news.
Yeah, I bet that is tough. Right, trying to do that on horseback. A lot of respect to you for being able to do that, because you got to be strong to use that lance and holding those reins with one hand and doing that, but you got to be on target too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to hear that, Jenny. She said she fell off from one of the back in the days when she was a kid. She fell off a horse, so she's a little scared of them. Huh?
Yeah. And they rear up on you, that can be a little scary.
Oh yeah, well, and the one that we had, that young one, one time I had the rope in my hand, and I don't remember what it was, but something spooked her, and she jerked up and she just yanked that rope out of my hand, and I didn't have a glove on or anything, and so it burnt my hand pretty good. It's. And I will say I've known several people who fit that description and they wanted to fight, so it doesn't surprise me. But and also I understand you would need to go to the gym to work on the muscles back. I think to me you would be working on your core and your back and your arms and everything to try to hold up your legs too, holding on to that horse so you don't fall off when you did it. Oh, Syed said he fell off. He did fall off a horse and break his leg back in 2016.
Oh, bless your heart, because that's
Sonia,
not good.
Sonia
That's-
broke her ankle last year, so yeah, we know something about that.
Well, I broke both bones in my leg and my ankle.
True. She did a really nice, she didn't fall off a horse, but she
No,
did a really
no.
nice job of it.
I slid down the driveway.
What, Jenny wanted to know what our favorite animal is.
Oh,
Well, personally, we've had,
a
course-
koala.
for animals that we have, I mean, we've had pigs, we've had horses, and we have the animals we have now, but I gotta say, I love goats. I love them. There's just something different about goats, and I mean, I've spent the time to make mine friendly. I've never had any real problems out of any of the goats that I have. I still have a couple of my adults that don't really want me to touch them and all, but they,
But nobody's aggressive. You know, our grandkids can go out there and they're safe.
yeah.
You know, I don't think Thor would let the goats hurt the kids either.
No. Although, I mean, you understand that those goats are his. He is the head of that herd.
Well, you know, when the goats would get aggressive with each other, the boys, when they would start fighting and everything, Thor would throw one of them down to make them stop fighting.
Yeah, he will. He will do it.
Yeah. I mean, he just would knock that goat completely down to break up the fight so they didn't get aggressive, and then they stopped. They said, okay.
I tell you, I enjoyed our pigs that we had, except that they kept getting out. And that's why we had to finally get rid of them.
Little bacon seeds.
Well, they're just the big goats. I mean, the big pigs were getting out. But
Big Mama was interesting.
we had, the two we had were around 700 pounds.
Yeah, woo, big,
Hey, Ed.
big goats.
Nice to see you, Ed. Glad you joined us.
Ed.
Ed Kirkpatrick.
Oh, okay. But Big Mama they're smart. Pigs are smart.
Well, they are.
And Hamilton,
Oh,
he
no.
was massive brick is what he was. We had a gate on one of the fence areas, you know, to keep them in one part of the pasture. And apparently the gate wasn't put on there correctly. And he put his nose underneath that
Well,
gate.
that's not true. The problem was it was a chain link. Oh, no, you're talking about the other gate. That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the other gate.
Yeah, the problem.
Hold on, let me finish my story.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So, Hamilton stuck his nose under that gate, and he just flipped it, and it just
Picked it
flew up in the air, you know. And I'm just like, don't mess with the pig.
So what you have to do when you do, especially when you have pigs, when you put the gate on, you have to put your
Top post.
not your put, but what your little things that hold the gate on. You put one of them going up and one of them going down, so that he can't pick up and he can't push down. They fight each other. I just did it where I just set the gate in it where they're both going down. So he just picked it up, took it right out of the hangers. Just took it right out of the hangers.
And then Big Mama, one time, we were walking. We always had to walk the fence line. So we would walk around the fence line to check and see what they had torn up, because pigs will tear up stuff.
Big time.
Oh my gosh, they're pricey. Anyways, so we're just walking around there, and Big Mama and Hammy, they didn't hear us. They didn't know we were even in the pasture. And we were just walking around there, and we were being real quiet, whispering. And we got to this one point, and Robbie, what did you do? Did you just whistle or say something kind of loud?
I just maybe said something loud, I think was all it was.
Well, and then Big Mama just jerked that head up real fast, and she looked straight at us. She knew where we were. I mean, it was just like that. She knew where we were standing. And then she comes barreling. She was, what, 600 pounds now?
5 or 6 at that point, yeah.
Oh, barreling at us. And I'm just like, where's a tree? You know, I need to get behind a tree, because I don't know if she can stop that 500 or 600 pounds that she's carrying. And I had this little tree, about that big around.
It wasn't
Please
big.
don't kill me. And I stood behind that little bitty tree, and
I
she
didn't-
jumped the creek
I
that
didn't
was
step
there.
behind the tree. I trusted her.
She jumped over the creek, and then zoom, stopped, just right there, and started barking at us. Doing this little sound. I call it a bark. And she just wanted us to pet her, rub her
Right.
belly.
Hey, all right. Good night, Jenny. Thank you for joining.
Good
We
night.
appreciate it so much. Syed said he has school in the morning. You're gonna be tired.
You better go.
But yeah, but she stopped. She didn't run over me.
Yeah, but I didn't. I hadn't seen her put on her brakes yet, so.
But I promise you, she did it. Pigs they're good. I loved having them, but like I said, they are so hard to keep in a fence. I need to do like Dutch does from Keeping It Dutch. He just uses electric net wire. 8 foot tall. Yeah, that I could see that, Ed. I could see that being good fencing. What we have out here is 4 foot goat and sheep wire with a strand of barbed wire at the top. Because when we got the cows, the first night we had them, they jumped the fence because I didn't have the barbed wire on it yet.
Then they got arrested.
Yeah, yeah. They got discovered by a sheriff's deputy, and they followed him up to a guy's house who had cows, and he put them in a pen and brought them to us that afternoon. But I put up the barbed wire around it, and then they went back over there and started trying to get out of their spot that they got out of.
They were like
And
they're
they were
putting their
not
little
happy.
lips on it.
Well, they were kind of jumping up and hitting that barbed wire, and they were not happy with me. Now, if it was an 8 foot chain link fence, I wouldn't fear too much, because we have Dexter cows, by the way. They're not the big, full size, taller than me
Scottish.
cows. They're shorter than I am, and I'm right at 6 foot. But they're pretty good at jumping, apparently.
Yeah, we were looking for him, and then the sheriff said he just bumped the siren at him once, turned his lights on, and they followed him.
But I'll be honest with you, I'm not as worried about them getting out now. I mean, they respect the barbed wire on it, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere now because they're used to us. They know us. They know this is where food is. They get food, water.
They get along with Thor better now. Thor was a problem at first because he was like, "What the devil is this?" You know?
I think he thought they were a threat to his goats,
Yeah.
and so he was not happy about it. So
He just had to figure out they were extra big goats.
they are extra big. Which the calf, when it was born, wasn't a whole well. She was actually smaller than a couple of my goats, but she's taller than any of them now. She's growing nicely, but she is I can't help it. I think she is just a pretty little thing.
Yeah, and she'll be full grown in 2 years.
Yep.
They take 2 years to mature.
Yep. But she just, and I was thinking the other day, those two, came to us from her cousin, and they were not familiar with the place, but now they've been here long enough, they're familiar. But as far as the calf is concerned, she's
Home.
home. This is the only place she's ever known. She's never known anything else but being here on the Huckleberry. But appreciate you guys who like the names, who mention them and all. So, like I said, if you want to see what the names of these animals are, not the video that comes out tomorrow, but the one that I put out Thursday, I will have names on everybody, and I will introduce them. I may just go ahead and do a full introduction of all of the goats at that time, and the cows. For anybody who hasn't been around and doesn't know and might want to be introduced to them. So, but we're happy to have the goats that we have. Like I said, if you ever could do it, you know, I say get goats because I love them. Everybody always say, I get tickled because the first thing we got, of course, well, did we have the chickens when we had the horses? Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So the first animals we got were chickens. So everybody always calls chickens the gateway animals. You know, kind of like they talk about gateway drugs. These are the gateway animals. You start with chickens, and then you can't help it, you will expand. Uh, no. Yeah, that's. He said they used to run 20 head. Ed was saying, but then none of them ever got out. I'm happy to say none of these haven't gotten out since then. But yeah, if you have a cattle gate, I've seen where there's been a few where they'll go get a little rogue and they'll get a little uh, crazy and they'll go across it. And usually that's a really good way to stop it. But uh, I'm just watching Luna. Luna's one of our guardian dogs. We have Thor, who's in the pen with the goats and the cows. He keeps them safe. And then I was having problems with foxes and probably some other things coming and getting some of my chickens. Raccoons, possums, whatever. So we got Luna, and she is free to roam everywhere out here. And she has done an excellent job of keeping predators down. We have some chickens that disappear here and there. I think hawks are still a problem every now and then. But I will say that if an aerial, I don't even say aerial predator, if a bird of any kind comes flying around, she will get very upset about it, and she will bark at them and run over. We have a pond across the road from us, and we've had geese that will fly over our front yard and then turn and go over there, and she just loses her mind. She's barking at them and wants to chase them and all because she does not like any aerial birds, anything flying over, and she gets very upset about it. So I'm hoping that is a good sign that she's helping to keep the aerial predators down too.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, she just went down there. She's down there at the chicken pen right now, just walking around.
And we still have deer come up. I mean, we have a little mom and her two babies that sleep out here in the back.
They're gonna have trouble now.
Yeah, Robbie, I want to put a flower garden back there, a medicinal flower garden in the back. And so he bush hogged it for me, and I got to get some hay bales and just disperse it across there, you know, to keep down the weeds and all. And then plant in the spring. So I see them every morning. They were sleeping in the tall grass. There's no more tall grass.
There's no more tall grass.
So they were exposed this morning when I went out there. They were just like,
I'm sure they didn't appreciate that
no,
very
no,
much.
They gave me a little attitude.
Hey, John, how are you? Delighted Acres.
Oh, hey. Glad to have you on.
Yeah, that's my friend John. John and I got to hang out at the Okie Homesteading Expo. Not the first time we had been around each other, but it's hot. Yes, it is hot.
The sun is covered up right now with some clouds. Ooh.
And we got some clouds coming
We're fixing to
in.
get some rain, I think. And it's cooling down. I can feel the fan
Yeah.
giving me some air.
We were getting a little air blowing from this way, but I'll promise you, I'll just tell you, it was hot air. It wasn't really
Yeah, it wasn't
cooling
nothing
you
cool.
off. But we got a fan out here blowing to try to get things going, and it's better now. It is actually better. It's definitely hot. Yeah, I don't know, John. I showed him earlier that according to the thing, it was 100 degrees, and it felt like 112. So, all right, Ed, you go feed those chickens. Make them happy. Thanks for joining. But I think we're about to the end of things.
Yeah, I'm melting.
Yeah, it's getting really hot out here. Trying to, my back is what's hot. I can't really lean up in this chair very well because they lean back. So my back is getting a little warm, but We're starting to be joined by some of our chickens now.
They're gonna get loud.
Yeah, I guarantee you, two of the roosters are coming up this way, so they'll be speaking. Tony C said, "Normal people, finally." Ooh, we had 105. I'm not envious of that, John. I promise you. Ooh. Hello, Tony. Glad to have you. The two of our roosters have come up here. Thing one, we have these two that look exactly alike, except one of them has dark feathers on his head, and the other one has kind of reddish feathers on his head. And so I call them Thing One and Thing Two.
That's Farkas.
And that's Farkas. He's our
Wow.
rooster that we've had since last September. No, I'm sorry. This September will be 2 years that we've had them.
Yeah.
So Farkas loves to crow. So now that do I need to say more? He's proven that for himself,
He just
isn't
wants attention.
he? Yeah. Nobody else is even crowing, but he's the boss, so he crows a lot. On cue, obviously.
Okay, that's probably our cue. We're gonna go inside.
Yep. I think it's about time to go inside and cool off a little bit, guys. But I thank you all who joined, and
Thanks for all the comments.
he is talking. He's telling you guys a story. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some ice water. I promise you. But I appreciate you guys joining. Appreciate everybody who commented. Oh, there's Crazy Jacks. Hey, Crazy Jacks.
Hey.
Glad you could get on there. I'm sorry that we're just about to end it, because Farkas is trying to make it the Farkas show instead of us. Thank you very much, Crazy Jacks. But we're going to head inside and we're going to cool off. Thank you guys very much.
Okay.
All right. You guys have a great day, whether it's already tomorrow or you're finishing out your Sunday.
Yeah, and stay cool.
Yes, it is very hot. All right. Bye, guys.